Back so soon. Don't be a stranger.
Hi, Gia.
Circus everything you hoped it'd be?
Oh, Gia, it was wonderful. I'd forgotten what a difference getting away from the lab could make. It's too bad you missed the sword swallower and the cotton clouds, though.
It's fine, kid. I got an experience no one else can brag about.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Hello. Goodbye for now.
Miss, thank you.
Cress sits near the radio, staring dead-eyed off into some corner of the bar, listening intently to the voice desperately escaping its wicker cage.
We have reports from Miller's Grove in New Jersey. At approximately 6 a.m. this morning, local time, an object that astronomers have been tracking from Mars has landed in Mr. Orson's cow field.
Just in time, Gia. The world's ended. Just serve yourself. It's all on the house. I'm just gonna go lie down.
Oh, stop that. It most certainly is not. You would have known from proper sources, not this. It's some big juvenile prank, that's all.
What's going on?
Shh. Thomas, Alistair, all of you.
We can see it now. A shape coming out of the crater. What's that? It's carrying a small mirror. A jet of fire just sprung from the mirror. Dear God! It struck the approaching men, turning them into flame!
The wave of static amplifies the last words from the voice on the radio. Even Alistair starts to look concerned while hiding behind one of his books.
I assure you there are no such things as Martians. If there were, I know a handful of organizations that would have found proof.
Come on, Professor. There could be life. Schiaparelli's canals on Mars may have been disproven, but there's water in the polar caps and an atmosphere.
What's going on, Cress?
The broadcast started a little while ago. An astronomer named Dr. Verne had been observing strange things coming from Mars.
And this guy is a legitimate astronomer?
He most certainly is not.
I haven't heard of him or read any of his work, but free home archives aren't always the most up-to-date.
I see Thomas's feet sticking out from behind the bar. He believes it. Or he could just be going along with the joke. Mars can't really be attacking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just received word from General Hammond. He is pulling back his forces. Wires from San Francisco, London, Cairo, and Jakarta. The Martians have begun a planet-wide...
I have to make a few calls. Thomas, do you have a phone? No, don't get up. I'll find it.
Quiet, all of you. I need to listen.
For those of you at home, please, we are receiving word that we may soon have to go off the air. It's New York. New York is under attack in what survivors say is a fireball that fills the sky.
Ah, see? Just one of those radio stories. They play all the time down on the docks to pass the time.
Good. I'm glad that's settled. There are no such things as Martians. You can come out, Thomas. New York was under attack. We'd know about it.
Thomas begins to rise from behind the bar when a small island tremor, something felt at least a dozen times a day, sends him back down. Maybe it's time to turn off the prank, Cress. Alistair's annoyed, and Sophie might actually be worried.
Oh no need to turn it off. It's quite entertaining. I'm a fan of science fiction myself. Worlds of the future and all that.
Sophie enters back into the room, a shade of red you'd only find blooming in a rose patch. Fortunately for the rest of us, she wasn't a strain of the blossom sporting any thorns.
No need, Giovanna. Who would I be if I couldn't take a little joke?
Good heavens! There's something wriggling in the darkness. Are those... tentacles? It's as large as a bear with skin that glistens like wet leather. Saliva drips from a lipless mouth.
Now I just feel silly.
No need to feel embarrassed. There's no shame in falling for a small, harmless deception. After all, Miss Carter fell for it as well.
I didn't fall for it. I was interested in how it played out, that's all.
We'll be hearing from the President of the United States soon as he addresses the nation and the world. We expect grave news. Please stand by.
I ankle over to the bar, squeezing between a chair and the dough to order a well-deserved drink. The routine lowers my guard, leaving me vulnerable to the unknown passenger in my pocket. What the? Instead of a wallet, my fingers close around a kitschy elephant doll. If the doll wearing Dreamland's colors wasn't enough of a smoking gun, Sophie's laugh is. Soph, what the hell is this?
It's Topsy, one of Dreamland's most darling mascots. We even have a building in her likeness.
Yeah, well, bully for Topsy. What's she doing in my pocket?
Don't look so suspicious. I was only having a little fun, and I needed an excuse to practice my sleight of hand.
So what? You thought you'd slip a doll into my pocket? I would have thought you'd try making off with my wallet.
We're not all common cut purses. I could pick the pocket of everyone here and they'd go to bed without realizing it. But that's so... banal. Leaving something they're unfamiliar with, however, requires finesse.
I don't know about that. Pickpocketing and reverse pickpocketing are pretty similar if you ask me.
Oh? Why don't you give it a try then? We can make a game of it. Put Topsy into Tiana's handbag without her noticing.
What are we playing for? More secrets?
Tempting, but no. I'd hate to make things feel stale. So why not a drink? You can pick whichever you like.
All right. And if I lose?
I'll try to pick something within your budget. This is for fun.
Why Tiana? Did she do something to warrant a hazing?
Nothing recent, but she and I used to attend school together. I thought she could do with a little nostalgia.
Uh-huh. So you won't mind taking the fall when Tiana gets mad.
Of course. It is my idea, after all. And unless she's grown rusty, she'll know who's to blame anyway.
What the hell? I could use the practice. Just have your money ready. We work out a plan. I take Topsy to a nearby stool and idle for a few, creating a cushion of deniability before Sophie starts.
Tiana, darling. You seem comfortable. Taking a break?
Sophia, tell me, does Tetka know where you spend your time off?
I don't think Mom cares, as long as I have the sense to do it away from prying eyes. The hole may be drab, but I'll give it this much. No one would suspect anyone of taste to come here.
That is what makes it good for business, no? Particularly the kind done under the table.
While the pair of old schoolmates chat each other up, Sophie awaits my instruction. Tiana might be quicker with a pen than a knife, but her insight's still sharp enough to cut through any obvious ploys. I tap the counter 3 times.
Gunther's easy to bribe, you see. He loves peach schnapps and... Oh, that is a lovely pocket you have hidden in your wrap. May I?
Aha. You know what they say. Look, but don't touch.
Of course. Then, may I get your professional opinion? You see, Mom's recruited a new tailor from Bluebird, and I'm not convinced of the design.
Tiana smiles thinly. I don't know who's giving the harder shakedown, but soon they're talking tailors and imports. As Tiana's critical eye probes Sophie's cape, I slip the doll into her hiding spot.
Is that so? I'll pass her name along then. Thank you, darling. How should I repay you? A drink, perhaps?
Ha! Information like that will cost you more than a glass of wine. Come see me after hours. I'm sure we'll find something suitable to settle your debt.
Tiana reaches for her bag. I feel like I'm watching a thriller, anticipation building to a silent orchestra as I hear the bag click open and Tiana gasp.
Sophia, Giovanna.
If you're looking to make a sale, I grew out of dolls years ago. Tiana gives me a look that could cut diamonds.
Relax. You'll give yourself wrinkles. It was just a little prank. I recently picked up this doll and thought I'd remind you of old times.
You remind me why I am no longer one of Marm's lost girls. Giovanna is not one of your orphans. Save your games for them.
The fence gathers her bag and leaves. To my surprise, she takes the doll with her. Maybe next time I see Topsy, she'll be on the shelf of Pier 6 with a lush price tag. What was that about?
Oh, nothing much. We does compete with each other from an early age, so we learned to make games of it. Leaving surprises for one another is one of the first things we learn.
And you never grew out of it, huh? That's why Lizzie tried jumping you. It's just another game to you does.
Yes, not every game is as dangerous as a car chase, but they stick with us all the same. So, I like to ensure girls like Winnie learn healthier ones. But never mind that. You won the bet, and I owe you a drink. What would you like?
We settle up. I might have felt a little bad ordering a glass that'd rival the glass cages, if she didn't order something more expensive for herself.
Giovanna?
They ever catch you bombed the Hippodrome?
Not yet, no.
The papers will tell you the investigation is ongoing, but we've discovered evidence that our villains fled to a neighboring island.
Giving Marm more support to expand further, I take it.
Yes. Believe me, I am aware. And once we put a stop to that, I intend to have a long conversation with her.
Tiana never talks much about her school days.
That's no surprise. She was rather quick to leave once she learned everything she could. And before we even had a chance to take her out to celebrate graduation.
She talks about Marm, though. Her Tetka. From the sounds of it, Marm used to be pretty fond of her before their falling out. Must have made things tense on occasion.
Are you asking if I was ever jealous of her?
Were you?
It's certainly possible. But as you've already seen, I have my share of green-eyed rivals to deal with. Between them and Tiana, Tiana was always the lesser threat.
I've seen Tiana shake down schmucks for giving her a bum deal. Lesser threat's the last way I'd describe her.
It's because, Giovanna, she and I weren't playing the same game. Even back then, I never felt her interests were in competing to be Marm's heir. And I've never had an interest in her little fencing scheme. See you soon, darling.
Whatever Luca and Cress are drinking, it smells like burnt carpet mixed with bleach. The side of the label says it's from Chicago.
Gia, join us. It's the anniversary of the Fahrenheit strikes.
Sit.
Luca's cheeks have gained some color, and Cress is swaying in her seat. I can't tell if they're drunk or merely poisoned by the concoction in the bottle on the table. Did I miss something, Cress? You two have some secret history?
Nah, I never met the little lady. But we both pay respects to the holiday.
The day when the rats and the Legiman fought side by side and won.
I hardly think that either side won.
Gardner's comment is scarcely more than a mumble from the corner. Neither of my companions seem to notice.
Come on, Gia. Drink.
Ugh, why does it smell so bad?
During the strikes, when everything was shut down, food was going bad. The Ledgemen and Aethaniers had to pool resources. Came up with this drink. It was damn near industrial.
We called it hot lemonade. We had lemons. They had milk.
And we managed to scare up some, homemade hooch.
Solvent.
Heated it all up. Somehow that kept the lemons from curdling the milk.
It doesn't look like you're drinking that now.
Thomas didn't have any milk, so I asked him for something strong and disgusting.
I haven't heard of the Fahrenheit strikes.
There was this island where the Aethaniers and Ledgemen went on strike together over working hours mandated at 14 a day.
It was really something. Went on for months. The Baron cut food coming in.
Because with the workers in revolt, the local economy was destroyed.
Neither of them look at Gardner, who appears to be nursing his own much more palatable drink in between turning pages of a book.
Eventually, the strike succeeded and the workday was cut to 10 hours. And no pay cut. Everyone won.
Except the Baron. I heard he fell off a ledge, or maybe got lost in a tunnel.
Hey, Professor, what do you mean that neither side won? The man looks up from his book.
Months of starvation, thousands dead. Baron Hofstadter declared bankruptcy within a month of signing concessions. The barony fell apart within the year.
Bankruptcy was a ploy.
Perhaps. You'll never know.
I pick up the glass, watching the expressions on my compatriots' faces. Cress nods enthusiastically, while Luca appears concerned. As the liquid hits my tongue, I'm hit with a wave of nausea. I can only describe the taste as a cremation.
Salud!
Salute.
Is this supposed to be a practical joke?
I'm afraid they seem quite sincere.
Hey, you, Professor. Come here. Take a drink. Today is for everyone in this city, and everyone should remember.
No, thank you. It's not my type of drink, I'm afraid.
Cress gets up and shuffles over to Gardner, holding a freshly poured glass of the foul liquor.
Cress, he's not gonna drink. Let it be.
He's going to. He's one of us now. Better start acting like it. Now drink.
Gardner's face wrinkles at the smell, or perhaps the implication of being part of the underground. He leans back almost comically, as though he could dodge the glass itself. Cress. I stand up and walk over, putting my hand on her shoulder. Cold gears in a hot room. Come on, sit down.
He's not going to, is he?
I'd rather not. Apologies, but I have a weak stomach.
Come back and sit down. We'll drink to ourselves.
Don't touch me. I can walk to the table on my own, Gia.
I sit back down with my companions. Cress seems troubled, but Luca bursts into laughter after I pour myself another glass of the foul tonic. Heard a number of rumors about you a couple of years back.
Yeah?
It true you used to do everything left side at the start of a season? Left shoe tied first, left hand to open doors. Whatever gossip the boxer was expecting, it wasn't that. He looks at me like I came to a fight with a feather duster instead of a pair of gloves, and then lets out a guffaw.
Never thought much of it. Sometimes I have a bad day, sometimes I don't. If the bookies wanted to read into it, that's on them.
So you aren't the suspicious type then?
I used to let Diane wrap my hands before a big match. Can't say it won me every one of them, but it kept my nerves calm.
Explain something to me. Marm's sending does to undercut your standing with the Union, but she's also paying you to move her loot. Why?
I run the best moving company in the barony. Doesn't matter if she'd rather someone knock me off my perch. She needs her goods handled properly. She has to go through me.
And you just go along with it, despite her handing out knives behind your back. Luca grimaces, weariness creaking into his wrinkles like worn seams on an overused engine.
There's rules. I keep the Union in line, Mom keeps her claws off. I take her contracts, she keeps my people fed. And if I help the neighborhood in my own time, she can't complain. it's how Dreamland works. And Marm knows I'm honest enough to follow through on my end, no matter what rules she bends on hers.
That firebrand from the Union. How'd things go with him?
Harder than I'd like to admit. Ever since I stepped back, he's been giving more speeches. Starting to get noticed. More people are coming to hear him speak.
Thought that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, until the strikebreakers show up. Or they've been sniffing around just like they did when Marco started making a name for himself. Even if we take Marm out, the kid's gonna have enemies. You know where to find me.
Giovanna? Ta.
Hey there. Be careful out there.
Giovanna. Don't be a stranger.
How can I help? Goodbye for now.
Hello again. Take care.
You know where to find me.
Oh, hello.
Can't imagine the Dufresne situation has been easy.
No. Though I'm relieved that none of our people have been turned, it's a sobering reminder of how close our work brings us to the edge. We've lost good people in White Street, Alex and Maria among them. We know the risks, but I paid the last fare for many of our friends. It never gets easier. Good luck out there.
Ah, you're back.
Dufresne's trick really shook you up.
More than a little, darling. Dropped everything to look into this goose chase. Still has me second-guessing every report I see, to be honest.
Wait, you're still worried about a traitor? I thought you and Sam would have cleared your people by now.
That's the secret to running an undercover outfit. Always watch your back and prepare to plug leaks. We may be freedom fighters, but half the battle's making sure we're fighting the same fight. This Dufresne fellow could drop the guillotine at any point. The only reason he hasn't is we're beneath his notice. That's not something I'm willing to stake our lives on, and I doubt you are either. Arrivederci, darling.
The yacht is a declaration of wealth and power as subtle as a boot to the throat. It's a world I have no business setting foot into, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Let's just take a stroll over here, shall we?
Sophie plucks at my elbow and guides me to a section of the deck that has been roped off previously. It's as private there as it's going to get, concealed in deep shadow. Sophie fishes a leather valise out from the shadows. She dutifully stands in front of me, blocking the leers of any looky-loos before handing me my new skin.
Your gown, Cinderella?
Sophie's picked out something elegant that's also businesslike. Putting it on is like entering a world of privilege I've never known. I can feel my face flush as I change, even in this private corner. So, what do you think?
Yes, that should do. Good work on my part if I do say so myself.
Why do I need a disguise?
Marm has pulled out all the stops for tonight's little soiree. Which means we need you to look presentable. goodness, girl. What did you do to your hair?
I washed it.
Cute. Let's run a brush through it and touch up your makeup. You should dress up your speech a tad, but not too much. Business, my dear. That's the key ingredient to this ratatouille.
My favorite flavor. Look, is all this cloak and dagger stuff really necessary? All the charm and levity drains out of Sophie's face like water down a storm drain.
You know what you look like right now, Giovanna? You look like a bum from the hole. A smuggler and a criminal.
All I'm saying is...
You're not from this world. I live in it. You want to play cowboy and do it your own way? I wish you luck. You want to get things done? Put on the clothes and plaster a smile across that mug.
So what's my cover?
Your nom de guerre for this evening is Miss Fiorella, a young shadowbacker in various unassuming lowers businesses. You're looking to expand your investment portfolio.
Won't I stand out?
You're a smaller fish than Marm usually deals with. But she has a soft spot for ladies with an enterprising nature. So remember, tough, but with table manners.
Got it. Pat yourself on the back later, Soph. Klossner's definitely showing up, right? Will he have the blueprints with him?
It's a certainty. I requested that he bring them specifically for the purpose of modeling a replica cake of Pandemonium for Marm's birthday. She does love her sweets, the old dear.
That's all well and good, but I'll need to get close to him to nab those blueprints. Otherwise, this is all for nothing.
Relax. It's a cinch. Klossner will be on stage as a part of the docking speeches. He's the one with the round frame cheaters. When he bellies up for his turn, go through his things. As easy as quiche.
Shouldn't that be easy as pie?
I'm showing off tonight, remember? Pie is so... common.
Well, ooh la la to you too. All right, enough horsing around. What are you up to during all this?
Being Marm's shadow. I hope you won't require my assistance, but if the situation grows desperate, I can run interference for you.
Hoping I won't need it. This situation is eggs and coffee. See you there. Party is in full swing. Haves swapping stories about screwing over the have-nots, enjoying success now that they don't have to bruise their own knuckles. Some guy in a penguin suit passes by, so I snatch a flute of bubbly to steel my nerves.
A little bird told me that he saw one of Marm's little helpers gallivanting around town with the comptroller. A married man! Is there no shame anymore?
Not for the first time. I wonder why I'm always making deals with the devil. One devil with many different names and faces, who's sure to catch me one of these days.
Are you enjoying the music? Wunderbar! They can play anything from Wöhler to Toscanini. They're worth every penny. But I get them for free. Their brother owes me.
That egghead's a lost cause. I bring him a business proposal, and that crumb treats me like a church lady collecting for war orphans.
Look, I can't help it if I'm on a hot streak, buddy. Don't get sore with me. It's the cards what made a monkey out of you.
This looks like the door to the stock room at the back of the bar. There's almost certainly heavy foot traffic from the staff. So if I want a drink on the house, I suppose I'll have to get creative. I snatch a half-empty bottle of an aggressively mid-shelf wine from the nearest empty table and strut up to the door with all the swagger of a peacock on parade. The barback answers the door, squinting at me with annoyance. Guess he's not used to dealing directly with customers, which makes this the perfect time to lean on him.
What the hell is this? Do you really think the Duke is going to drink this swill?
The Duke?
The Duke of Old York is on this cruise. We ordered top shelf, and if this is it, you can bet his lordship won't be booking with you the next time he crosses the pond.
The barback ruffles his hair nervously, shuffling through a few bottles before emerging with an elegant black bottle covered at the top with burnished gold foil, hugging the neck like a tuxedo collar.
Here, on the house. Please convey our apologies to his lordship.
If it isn't the redoubtable Miss Fiorella. Hello, darling. Isn't this party wonderful? Shall I set you up with a fresh drink?
Sophie, nice venue. I see our hostess didn't cheap out on the liquor either. A Class A act all around, if it weren't for the other guests.
Yes, business sometimes makes unpleasant bedfellows, doesn't it? At least the men have the good sense not to act ungentlemanly in public. Marm takes a dim view of such behavior.
Pardon me, miss. You look like a worldly woman of taste and discrimination. Tell me, do you find yourself more drawn these days to dining out or to taking in a good show?
Sorry, are you asking me out on a date?
Perish the thought. I'm not from the lowers. I was hoping to gain your opinion so I can make an informed decision. I'm looking to make some new investments.
The Lowers is practically run on Burroughs-style fish and chips. You set up a storefront and get a cook who knows his business, and you'll see a return by the end of the year, guaranteed.
Fried fish. A Burroughs recipe, you say? Forgive me, but that makes no sense. Aren't the Burroughs all but abandoned by this point? Why would I cater to them?
Look, people didn't leave the Burroughs on a whim. The street kids moved house, but they still ache for a taste of home. A fish joint in a burg full of expats could clean up.
A fish joint. I see, you make a good point. I should do some more research. Thank you for your time, miss.
Pardon me? Oh, pardon me, miss. Do you have a moment for a conversation? T.L. Watkins. I write biographies. The Venerable Baron has commissioned a story of her life in honor of the upcoming anniversary. I would love to hear any anecdotes you'd care to share.
I've heard a few things.
Leave out no detail, however salacious. Just as long as they don't get me killed.
Ever heard about the love of Marm's life? Bet you haven't.
That's a new one. Certainly, Marm has been seen around town with a gent or two, but everyone knows she's never settled down.
He was a poor kid. No one knows what barony he came from. He pulled himself up from nothing, worked his tail off, all to make a home for the two of them.
So what happened next?
That's the tricky part. Some say he was shipped out during the war and died overseas, or he passed from the wasting. Some say he was killed to warn Marm off. Whatever the real story is, They all end the same way. Marm would never love again.
Who knew Marm was capable of such heartrending devotion? What a tragedy. Beautiful in its way. Who wouldn't be moved by such a story?
The second the words escape the author's mouth, I know the answer. Marm wouldn't. She tore her heart in half and learned to do without it. I take it you've already heard of the Hackthorn disaster?
Who hasn't? An entire ferry liner carrying migrants from the Burrows into the Lowers crashing into an island? Why, Marm herself was on board the General Hackthorn, if memory serves.
I wait for his brain to catch up to his mouth. He already knows everything I could tell him about the subject.
Poor thing. A young Magdalene, emerging from the wreckage, surviving despite the odds, growing up with nothing, finding a way to thrive on the dangerous streets. Truly inspiring.
Did you get a good look at Marm's silk wrap?
Now that you mention it, that's a Juno scarf, isn't it? As exclusive as it gets. Even the well-heeled in the uppers can't get their mitts on one without connections. Are you saying...
Look back in the archives a few years, and you'll find that an Aether freighter carrying Juno's seasonal line was hijacked before Fashion Week. Marm had that nifty piece a few days later.
I see. My, Marm has...
With a sudden thought and a burst of speed, the excited biographer begins to scribble rapidly.
Her shadowy hands looming just over the city, plucking at invisible strings. That's good.
Hope there's something there you can use. If you don't mind, I'm going to see about refreshing this drink.
I can't thank you enough for these leads you provided on Marm's life story.
Don't mention it. Really, don't mention it. I'd like to continue my own life story.
Hold on just a moment. If you like well-written pieces, this is the article that actually attracted Marm's attention.
The hack hands me an article printed on high-quality glossy paper like you'd see in a fancy arts rag. The article paints Marm as a genteel patron of the arts. Convincing, unless you've actually met her. The second half of the article is about Pandemonium and its design. A lot of words like incandescent and revolutionary are sprinkled throughout. There's a quote by the man himself about the need to ignore distractions in pursuit of one's art. Classy. Interesting. Thanks.
Friends and colleagues. Now, to Sterile.
Softly, I approach Anton Klossner, the architect of Pandemonium. Like any good man tinkerer, he can't help but toy with his speech until the very end, so he doesn't notice me.
Criminal hooligans and grubby investors. I do hope you're enjoying yourselves at my employer's expense. That would be fun, but no.
Near his feet, I notice a worn but expensive buffalo leather satchel, just about the right size for a set of blueprints. But now's not the time to make my play. I just take my seat when Marm and her entourage step out in front of a waiting audience.
Good evening, my friends. I've enjoyed a fine life in the greatest city in the world. I enjoy the rule of more than 100 islands, but I've always had a special spot in my heart for Klein Deutschland. In those days, my youth was my armor. I took a pack of girls from my orphanage, and together we formed what would one day become my beloved dolls. The Mädchen would never be hungry again. In the course of my business, I have made firm friends with people of all walks of life. Let's all give a hand to one of those friends, Mr. Killmeyer, honorary citizen of the barony.
The crowd's attention moves to Killmeyer, who is sprawled out over a couch in one corner of the audience. He raises his champagne flute sourly, knowing the light won't move until he responds. For a heartbeat, Killmeyer and I make eye contact. Should I play it smooth, or tweak his nose to remind him of our deal? I roll my neck and shut my eyes like it's the most natural thing in the world. When I open them, Killmeyer looks as laconic and ill-tempered as ever.
Now, don't worry yourself, my good friend. You no longer have to forge your path alone. Look!
Surrounded by waves of cheering, I try to keep my mind on the job and on watching Klossner, but I can't help myself. The applause dies down abruptly as everyone follows Marm's eyeline.
Behold, my friends, behold the future!
I see Killmeyer's island glowing brightly. My stomach drops. The island looms ever larger, coming towards us. Ponderous, inevitable. I want a better look, but it's too far off. One of the guests at my table has a pair of opera glasses hanging halfway out of her purse. They're not much, but they might be enough to give me a clearer look at the approaching island. Between the approaching island and Marm's presence, it should be child's play to cover the opera glasses with a napkin and deposit them into my lap without being spotted. I purloin the glasses smooth as silk and raise them to my eyes. I get a better look at the shining aura surrounding Killmeyer's island and curse under my breath. Those repulsors are augmented with red aether. I should tell Nellie right away. Killmeyer clutches his champagne flute so hard I expect it to shatter like the bits of foundation crumbling loose from the island. A long silence descends, followed by a smattering wave of applause.
Friends, bear witness. We will usher in this marvelous land of tomorrow with the designs of the one and only Anton Klossner, designer of Pandemonium and countless other works.
Klossner stands halfway up from his seat, his forehead dripping with sweat, thick and pungent with fear. He favors the crowd with an airy wave, but he walks like a man about to face a firing squad.
Yes, thank you, Marm. We plan to remake Kleindeutschland with new marvels, in the spirit of our previous works.
Klossner seems drunk on his own brilliance. The applause dies down. Carefully, I circle around to where he was sitting. All eyes are glued to either the stage or the new Dreamland Annex. I sidle over to the architect's abandoned bag and dive inside with both hands and sift through loose papers, pens, small bottles, but there are no blueprints in the bag. None at all. The blueprints aren't here. Klossner must have stashed them somewhere before the speech. Reluctantly, I straighten up before anyone spots me.
Thank you, Anton, for your exciting and thorough presentation. If any of you care to discuss business with Mr. Klossner, do visit him at his table. Otherwise, please enjoy yourselves.
The venue is buffeted with laughter and applause as Marm leaves the stage. The band strikes up again, and soon, adventurous couples begin to dance. I need to find Sophie, now.
I don't have more time to talk down to you, so let me be perfectly clear. Even if you had all the money in the uppers, you couldn't afford my services. Your project is pedestrian, uninspired, and unworthy of even a sliver of my attention. I'd wish you a good evening, but frankly, I don't care how your evening goes.
So, how did your pitch go? Did Klossner bite?
He listened just long enough to laugh in my face once he found out who I'm working for. The bastard! My boss is gonna have my head if I can't get Klossner on the payroll.
You know, I had the most charming dish the other day while I was out with Rodney. I've never seen the like. Apparently, Burroughs-style street food is all the rage these days.
There you are. Did you find the package?
No dice, Soph. No prints. No sign of them anywhere. You swore he would have them. What the hell happened?
Giovanna, I'm telling you. I heard Klossner and Marm talking about the replica cake just before. I know he has them. You must have missed something.
I practically disemboweled that satchel. You said this guy never leaves his house. If we don't get the blueprints tonight, we're sunk. Could he have stashed them somewhere else?
I suppose it's possible, but I can't say for sure. Marm would know, but she's busy being the life of the party.
In that case, we'll have to go to the horse's mouth. Can you get Klossner alone?
I'm supposed to be watching Marm's back, so that's not the right play. Maybe I can set him up. He's the nervous type. Frazzle him and he'll go off by himself somewhere. I'll need your help to make it work. Find me someone I can tear into. I'm going to make a scene so big that Klossner won't be able to handle it.
You're not going to fit some poor chump for a Chicago overcoat, are you?
Gia, we might be a lawless bunch up here, but give me a little credit.
Is this really necessary, Soph? Can't you just ask him to meet you somewhere out of the way?
We have the same employer, but he doesn't work for me. If I ask him to meet here, someone will find out and I'll have to answer for it. It wouldn't look right. Trust me, this is the right play.
While we're at it, what's Killmeyer doing here anyway? I'm surprised he bothered to show, seeing as how Marm cut him off at the knees.
It's tradition to keep the old Baron around when someone gets annexed. Trust me, even if Killmeyer hates Marm like poison, he'll want to stay on her good side. Still, you wouldn't be a good pick for our little plan. Marm's watching him like a hawk to see if he falls out of line, which, let's face it, he probably will. Besides, he has a reputation as lousy company.
Okay, you've convinced me. Who's our pigeon?
Find someone whose inconvenience won't keep you up at night. Look around. It won't take long to find someone obnoxious or gauche or about to step into trouble with Marm.
A group of ladies speak in loud whispers about all the goings-on. I peg them as a gaggle of gossips, trading information to get ahead, to get out from behind, or just for the fun of it.
And if that was his wife, I've got a bridge to sell you. Excuse me, do I know you?
I'm Fiorella. Sorry, I wasn't aware this was a private table.
Very funny. But unless you've got something juicy to share, you might want to move along. This seat's for talkers.
You want a little ammunition? I can pick out anyone here wearing a cheap knockoff from 100 paces.
$100 paces? How rugged. Well, let's see it.
Back before everything went to hell, Needles and I used to spend our time in the Raymond district pointing out counterfeit duds. That ought to impress these sharp-toothed witches. See the redhead with the gent in the marigold cravat? That gown's a copy of a Benar original. The buttons in the back? Glass. The real deals are mother of pearl.
Seems like Lady Osmond's sugar daddy must have fallen on hard times. Oh, excellent. Do it again.
Maybe later.
How delightful! Come, sit down, have a drink. We have much to discuss.
I clench my jaw and sit through a seemingly endless stream of pap. Who's cheating on their taxes? Who's sleeping with whose husband? After what feels like hours, something interesting crops up.
Marm certainly knows how to throw a first-class shindig. In fact, one wonders how she's able to take care of business and still find time to plan such grand parties year after year.
You might want to keep your voice down.
Will there even be a next year? A little bird told me that Marm had another health scare. Did you see how Miss Sulzer had to help her up the stairs from the stage?
Ahem. So, have you seen that new Apollo Diamond feature? No? Maybe we should go see it right now. What do you think?
Say, what did you all think of that speech that Klossner fellow gave? He seems like a fascinating gent.
He might be brilliant, but he's terrible company and has no civility whatsoever. He called my uncle a caveman and told him to go pick fleas off his wife. I practically fainted. I shouldn't say this, but I saw someone put the frighteners on him earlier. Klossner was trying his luck at blackjack, and a sharp-dressed man approached him. That gas-bag architect turned white as a sheet and as good as ran away to cower behind Mom's entourage. I laughed so hard I nearly started to hiccup.
Just between us, I can see you've got your thumb on the pulse of this party. Anything interesting happen here tonight?
I saw Councilman Jacobs making time with his campaign manager's daughter behind the kitchen. Let's see. What else? Oh, stay away from the poker table with the red and black felt.
Oh? Why is that?
Apparently, a young man at that table has been raking in quite a bit tonight. Mrs. Johnson says he looks just like Tommy Bonneville, a notorious swindler. But I wouldn't know. I don't read crime rags.
Those doughs are something else, aren't they?
Have you heard the latest dish? Alice is making time with, get this, Apollo Diamond himself. Can you believe it? A screen star paired with a notorious criminal? What is this world coming to?
Think I've raked enough muck for tonight with you lot. Thanks for letting me cool my heels.
Come back when you've got more muck, as you put it. You know, on occasion, these rougher nouveau rich can provide some benefit to society.
The gossip's indelicate remarks about Marm's health are all the reason I need to point her out to Sophie. At the bar, I spy a well-dressed boor waving around a hefty bottle of booze. He's red in the face and 3 sheets to the wind, and trying to make time with a powerfully uninterested young lady.
Go on, dollface. This is Primo Giggle Juice. It's my pleasure. Enjoy it. Think of me when you take a snort.
That's very generous of you. But I had another drink in mind. Have a nice night, okay?
Oh, come on. This isn't just regular old liquor store brandy, see? They just don't make a batch of this once every 10, 15 years. What do you say?
Oh, look. She looks like someone who knows from good booze. Say, what do you like?
I only drink the top shelf article. If it's not the best, it's not for me.
Oh, an aficionado. It sounds to me like you'd get a lot more out of this brandy.
Oh, hey, wait. Just give me a
No, I insist. A drink of such singular quality should go to someone who really knows how to appreciate it. Ta-ta!
Wait a minute, come back. I was just saying. Now, why'd you have to go and do that? I'm telling you, she was just about to crack.
Right. Sophie was right. It didn't take me long at all to find someone I could hang out to dry without feeling a bit bad about it. I leg it before I start to look good to this creep.
You know, I had the most charming dish the other day while I was out with Rodney. I've never seen the like. Apparently, Burroughs-style street food is all the rage these days.
So, how did your pitch go? Did Klausner bite?
He listened just long enough to laugh in my face once he found out who I'm working for. The bastard! My boss is gonna have my head if I can't get Klausner on the payroll.
This must be the fellow who sent Anton packing. Maybe I should find out what went down. Klausner's a pretty tough nut to crack, isn't he? Why is he treating you like a leper?
I had him on the line, and halfway through my spiel, I mentioned my company is based in Rogers Point, and he vamoosed right out of there. How was I supposed to know he and the Baron had beef?
That's why it pays to do your research, pal. Klausner keeps to himself because he's terrified of Krieger. Mom had to put up a whole platoon of doughs just to get him out of there in one piece.
That was years ago. How am I supposed to know that he's still messing himself over the whole thing?
Maybe so, pal, but judging from his reaction, I bet Klausner is still expecting Krieger to put a contract out on him over the defection. Who knows? He might even be right.
Any idea why Klausner is so terrified of Baron Krieger? I've never even heard of the guy.
That's probably for the best. Krieger goes to great lengths to keep people from talking about his activities.
The border around Rogers Point has been closed for some time now. Smuggled expats usually change their names and faces. If it weren't for Marm's protection, Klossner would be a dead duck.
This creaker sounds plenty dangerous, but I can't help thinking about how much cash an enterprising runner could make ferrying people out of Rogers Point.
So, Gia, did you find me a fall guy?
Sophie, there's a would-be Don Juan at the bar trying to pick up skirts with a pair of ham fists and a bottle of hooch. Let's ruin his night.
Couldn't happen to a more deserving fellow. Right, I'll get to work on our mark. Why don't you kick back for now? Get a little rest. Take in the show. Just keep a close eye on Klossner. We don't want to lose track of him.
Sophie turns away, and in a blink, she's checked her hair, touched up her makeup, and adjusted her skirt. I can't tell if she's enjoying herself or just showing off. Maybe both. Sophie approaches the bar and demurely orders a drink, knowing what's to come. Like clockwork, the lecher slides down the bar toward her, clutching a bottle of his special brandy, no doubt describing its quality. In no time at all, his hands have been bound and he is deposited by the goons onto a small platform attached to a pulley, hung high above the yawning abyss.
Attention! Please allow me to introduce tonight's entertainment. This is Craig Vernon. You might recognize him from his expert advice in fine spirits. Say hello, Craig.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah.
Excellent. Since Mr. Vernon enjoys educating others, he will entertain us with an educational game sure to teach a lesson or two. Based on one of Marm's favorites, Russian roulette. The pulley just behind me is paramount to the game. Regard this platform upon which our contestant stands. Regard these two ropes. One rope is unattached, and cutting it will have no effect. The other will release the platform when cut. Here's where you come in, friends. You, the audience, will choose which rope I cut. Left or right. One will ensure our contestant's safety. The other helps our friend enjoy the night air.
Something about this smells funny to me. I edge closer to the platform to get a better look at the pulley mechanism. The two ropes are knotted and obscured in different areas. My eyes follow the line closely, and I can't help but grin at Sophie's cleverness. Neither rope, when cut, will drop the platform. It's a ruse.
So what will it be, folks? Left or right?
Left.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm glad I didn't pick some random sap for this punishment. One of Marm's goons walks forward and hands Sophie a polished scimitar, its honed edge gleaming in the moonlight. Sophie takes the weapon in her left hand, blade facing towards the night sky. Theatrically, Sophie plucks a single hair from the contestant's head to test the sword's sharpness. Sophie's really playing to the crowd. They're eating it up. I don't want anything to do with the blood sport laid out before me. Sophie pivots to the right and slashes through the rope like a knife through cooked pasta. I see the blade part the rope, hear the line giving way. I see the contestant's mouth distend in an expression of utter horror, a blood-curdling scream ripping forth. Sophie's grin is broad enough that I can see every one of her front teeth, shining like cut ice. She's having a great time. The platform plummets. By 10 feet,
no more. With a pop and a bounce, the platform springs back up, the contestant sprawled out across its spare surface. Vernon lies upon the platform in an awkward pose, his knees pushed together like he's trying to open a jar with them. As a puddle slowly spreads beneath his prostrate form, I smell the stink of ammonia.
Darling, shh. Relax. We were just having a little fun. Of course we wouldn't ruin such a lovely evening with an execution. Thanks for being such a good sport. Folks, let's give our contestant a great big hand.
Wild cheers deafen me as the crowd voices their approval of the stunt. With surprising care, the audience members take the contestant into their waiting hands. In the meantime, Marm and her escort have made their way to where Sophie still stands by the swinging platform.
Sophie, Sophie, my beautiful, brilliant Haitian. Just look at those smiling faces. Now, let me take care of you for a spell. Clyde, Giuseppe, bring my good girl here a warm drink and a chair.
Thank you, Marm. You know what's best. Like always.
I've just sprawled in my seat with a plate of hors d'oeuvres when I spy Klossner pushing through a crowd of revelers. Now's my chance. I cram a canapé into my mouth and stride across the lawn. Klossner is here, relaxing in a comfy chair. He's writing in a large, leather-covered notebook and humming quietly. He looks almost serene. The pool is completely full and spotlessly clean. It must have cost an arm and a leg to maintain this area. Eli Tillinghast is probably spinning in his grave. Barbells, ropes, even a gyro wheel have been set in one corner as a sort of exercise center. The does probably work out here while Marm relaxes with a drink. I take hold of one of the smaller weights. The wrapped grip is perfectly sized to my hand. Watching from the entrance, I catch a rare glimpse of Anton Klossner at rest, alone with his thoughts. He looks up and murmurs to himself constantly, in fits and starts. He pauses to write in his notebook, then taps his pen once against his teeth before writing in a heavy hand, as if through carbon copy. The pen scratches are audible from here. Mr. Klossner, are you not enjoying the party?
Who's that? Oh, it's just a... What do you want? Please leave me be.
I'm sorry, Mr. Klossner. Anton, if I may. That was rude of me. My name is Fiorella. I'm an investor. Nobody special, really. I just wanted the chance to talk to you about your work.
Just another little fish looking to make herself into a shark, growing fat on the chum of my designs. Can't you see I have no interest? I have more money than I can ever spend.
You misunderstand me, Anton. I'm not here as an investor. I'm here because I'm a great admirer of your work.
I had hoped to tell you how much you've inspired me.
Oh, an admirer.
I'm taken with the extravagance. You're not trying to wow the hoi polloi. You're daring the patron into recognizing your vision of existence beyond the material.
Facile, but you have at least put some thought into your observations. Did you know that the grand chandelier paired with the statue came from a breakfast I shared with a former student?
Anyone who designed Pandemonium not once but twice is clearly a man who is no stranger to finding inspiration in unexpected places and times. I remember first stepping into Pandemonium. I was overwhelmed. I had stepped into a perfect corner of a perfect world. The facade, the art, the lighting, everything felt significant.
An honest answer. I have the same feeling. My life is a struggle to surpass that work.
But how did you come up with it in the first place? I've always wanted to know how it began. Will you ever publish your sketches or blueprints, or donate them to a museum?
Impossible. I can never share the blueprints for Pandemonium because they no longer exist, except in my head. Marm had the physical plans destroyed. Recently, in fact.
Just like that, all our plans are flushed down the john. I've got to pivot somehow to get the information out of Klossner while he's here, in the flesh. I see. How are you finishing the rebuild without the blueprints? That must be quite a challenge.
The answer, my dear, is patience. It took time, care, and my direct supervision. Mom was in touch with me constantly, but why are you so interested in the blueprints?
Klossner's eyes slide off my face to the door beyond. I have to act fast. I need to play this just right. Klossner's a know-it-all, so I slump my shoulders in a defeated posture, kowtowing to his superior intellect. Okay, you got me. I'm not an architect, but I want to be one more than anything. I want to get out of the investments game and go to school as a full-time student.
You're not the first aspiring architect to approach me this way. In fact, there's no shortage of them.
That's why I wanted to see the plans so badly. I've been practicing with my own sketches of Pandemonium. See here. I pluck the journal from a bemused Klossner's damp hands, rip out a page, and set to work. From memory, I sketch out what I remember. The foyer, the grand hall, the main stage.
Hold. Your notation here is incorrect. That door doesn't lead to the kitchens. It leads to a security checkpoint. You see how the bottleneck makes armed intrusion all but impossible?
My pen flies across the page as fast as I can manage. Klossner keeps up a commentary, correcting this and suggesting that, until I am holding a rough but detailed sketch of Pandemonium in my lap. This is marvelous, Mr. Klossner. Oh, I can't thank you enough for your guidance. Please, is there any more you can show me?
Young lady, allow me to share the first rule of professional conduct. If you do something well, never do it for free.
This close to Klossner, something catches my eye for the first time. An empty brandy bottle, identical to the one I purloined from the nuisance, lies on the floor by his feet. Maybe a drink with me would sway you?
Speak on. What do you have in mind?
I happen to have this excellent bottle of top-shelf brandy I'd be willing to part with. This stuff is only made once every 15 years, or something like that.
My, that's my brand. You're on. Hand it over.
Klossner withdraws a gold-inlaid pen from his breast pocket and eyes my sketch critically. With a handful of precise pen strokes, he masterfully fills in the gaps in my own technique and knowledge.
There you are, my dear. And don't ask for more, because that is the limit of what I can do for you this evening. Even this little illustration would no doubt upset Marm. Show it to no one.
I understand, sir. It's such a shame. I remember your work from when I was a little girl, growing up in Rogers Point. I didn't know back then that the Baron's mansion was your design. Klossner holds his breath sharply. Even mentioning the locale puts him on edge. Interesting. Slowly, he takes me in and realizes that I couldn't possibly be an agent of Krieger's.
Oh yes, those were my early days. I was more eager than skilled back then, but the passion was undeniable. The Baron was loath to give me credit after my exit.
Klossner doesn't take the pen himself. He guides me with painstaking exactitude, having me do the line work. His instructions are so definite, I feel like a precision tool in the hands of a genius. The minutes pass by a blur. By the time we look up from my work, we have a near-perfect blueprint of pandemonium. Will you look at that? I'm shocked out of my reverie by the echoing sound of the docking horn. Klossner springs into action, placing his effects fastidiously into his valise.
My dear, I have to leave. I yearn for the solitude of my studio after such a strenuous day of personal interaction. Thank you for the conversation. It was new for me. Particularly after seeing that noisome Lothario punished. Dear me. Miss Fiorella, I bid you adieu. I hope that you have learned from our interaction, however brief. Make me proud. I wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors.
Mr. Klossner, I'll treasure it always. Auf Wiedersehen. I hang back, waiting patiently as the partygoers shuffle aboard their ferry in various states of inebriation. I take a good, long look at the sketch. It feels good to beat the odds, just one more time.
can I help? Come back soon.
Well, well. See you soon.
What do you need? See you soon.
Bye now. Ah, Miss Randazzo. Goodbye for now.
Hello again. See you soon, darling.
Miss? See ya.
Everyone's assembled to go over the plan. A taut wire of tension hangs in the air, and it twitches reflexively when I enter, like they're all waiting to see how much extra strain my weight will add.
Is everyone here? Good. Gia, the floor is yours.
Okay, we've got Soap Jackson on board, so first step is meeting him outside the casino. He'll set off the fireworks early, which should draw Marm and her guests outside.
The code combination to the Pandemonium Vault changes daily. Every morning, each doe is given a unique combination, all of which unlock it. When we get there, I'll receive my combination and give it to you. Then I'll join the doe escort with Marm.
Hang on. Marm will know it was your combination that unlocked the vault. You'll blow your cover.
By the time she realizes that, it will be far too late. Without her money, Marm's powerless. This isn't just a heist, darling. It's a coup.
Long overdue, if you ask me.
Right. Pandemonium should empty out well enough, but we'll still have security to watch out for. Cress, you're headed to the boiler room.
Yeah, I'll overload the heating system to cover our getaway.
Just try not to blow us all up while me and the crew are still inside, yeah?
Please. Klausner's system is as good as it gets. A perfect time bomb he put in the heart of his own creation.
Luca, you're with me. We'll use Sophie's combination to get into the vault, and your crew can start unloading the goods.
My boys already got clearance for their trucks at the loading bay. Should be simple.
So long as we don't get complacent, darling.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Anything else?
Do we have contingencies? A backup plan? What happens if something goes wrong?
Oh, what could go wrong, old sport? It's foolproof.
Despite Apollo's attempt at invigorating optimism, all eyes turn anxiously my way. They're looking to me like I'm a general atop my horse, enemy banners flapping on the horizon behind me. No matter what happens, I'm just glad Apollo will finally have enough money for that nose job.
Honestly, Apollo, I'm surprised you don't poke your co-star's eyes out with that thing.
Et tu, Brute?
Relax, Golden Boy. If anyone here needs their schnoz straightened, it's yours truly.
Right then. Get home safe, everyone. And remember, don't look down.
Sophie, you got a second?
What's on your mind?
What did you mean, coup? What are you planning here?
She won't give up power willingly. So we'll have to tear it out of her hands. I can't control how she reacts.
But you know her better than any of us. She'll still be dangerous, even with an empty vault. Should we expect blowback?
I'm not alone in this, Gia. The Does are my sisters, and I know them better than anyone.
How can you be sure?
I can't. I just know whatever happens, despite our differences, I want my sisters by my side. I have to give them that chance.
Miss, you know where to find me.
Yes, darling? Until next time.
Back already, huh? See ya.
Pandemonium glows like a phoenix, a modern-day city of gold dedicated to the celebration and expansion of one woman's monstrous wealth. I can't help but hesitate in the face of the splendor. Soap Jackson saunters over with the air of a worksite foreman who's never held a shovel in his life, while laborers bustle to set up Marm's fate. I envy his nonchalance, if not his swagger.
Well, hello, baby. Lovely to see you again.
Are we all set?
Ready and waiting. Just say the word and I'll kick off the party.
As a personal favor for me, as we agreed. Don't tell me you're backing out on me now.
Of course I ain't. But I just can't figure it. Why would you want the schedule changed? What's in it for you, baby?
What do you care? We have an agreement. Are you not a man of your word?
Don't be churlish, baby. Of course I am. Ain't a man allowed to be curious?
No. You're not being paid to be curious. Your job is to start the festivities on my signal. You got that?
Your mama never washed out your mouth with soap, baby, and it shows. You ought to be careful. Running your mouth like that one day, it'll get you in big trouble.
Way ahead of you there, Slick.
Well, we can start any time. Just say the word.
So, what's on the itinerary for this shindig anyway?
You already know about the fireworks. My people tell me we got enough to make the Emperor of Indochina himself green with envy. We got a 16-piece brass band waiting in the wings, too.
Nice. Anything else?
Besides my captivating voice leading us all in celebration of our dear Baron, what else could you need, baby?
So, a bunch of speeches.
Sure, and a ribbon-cutting ceremony, and a champagne christening, and a pile of civic awards. And that's before we go inside.
Great. Feel free to take your time with those speeches, huh? Really savor it.
Mom paid for the best, and she's gonna get it.
You spend a lot of time here?
The casino? Nah, not anymore. Time was, Mom gave me the proper whale treatment. Private tables, open bar, free rooms, you name it.
So what happened?
The more you get to know me, baby, the more you'll realize my attentions are like a wild stallion. Hard to catch and harder to keep.
So you won too much, and Marm kicked you to the curb.
Wasn't like that at all. See, games of chance got a finite store of thrills inside of them, baby. Use it all up, and there ain't nothing left for a man with appetites like mine.
The word. Soap grabs his bullhorn, and in a moment the night air rings with a triumphant march. Above the casino, the sizzle of a dazzling fireworks show sparkles off the underside of the false iron sky.
That ought to really tick her off.
Sophie scribbles some numbers on a scrap of paper and hands it to me.
Here's the combination to my dial. I'm off to join Marm and the Does. Good luck.
You too. See you at the hole. Drinks on me. Sophie takes off, and we push against the current of the crowd towards the casino. Sure enough, there's a hubbub as the wiry figure of Marm exits the casino. A river of gamblers and guests flow in her wake, wearing the annoyed grimaces of people interrupted mid-bet.
Gia?
I clock the security guards at the entrance doors at the same moment Cress does. Don't worry.
Ma'am, you'll have to stay outside until the fireworks are done.
Mom's orders.
Oh, but I left my purse in there. Please, I need my things.
They'll be safe inside, ma'am. We have plenty of security. Now enjoy the show.
Front door won't cut it, and we can't pitter-patter out here all night. Gotta think of a new approach, fast. I could try and draw the guards away from the door. I remember a trick Zio used to pull when I was a tyke, and point at one guard's chest. While he's searching his tie for a stain, I curl my finger into a fist and bash him in the sniffer as hard as I can. Luca helps things along by following up with a chop to the neck, dropping the guard like a ton of bricks. We're through the doors as the other guard moves to help. Not exactly like Zio, but it works. We're in. The cavernous casino interior feels wrong somehow, without the usual bodies and noise. This warm, beckoning sanctuary of sin, now a chilly mausoleum of gold and greed.
I'm off to the boiler room. Wish me luck.
I would, but you don't need it. Do your job slow and smooth. You've got the skills, so use it.
You sweet talker. Are you after Apollo's job? I'll get it done. Be safe, you guys.
Right. Don't look down. I double-check our route to the vault on Klossner's blueprints. His drawings are meticulous, accurate down to the inch. I guide us like a bloodhound tugging at the leash through the employees-only area. Mar Magdalene's vault is a titanic monument to money grubbing, gilded with Rococo garnish, boldly advertising her bottomless appetite for coin. I half expect to find a fat old dragon snoring on the other side of the massive door, but the only dragon I know is outside watching the fireworks with her hired help.
This place gives me the willies. Kinda feels like we're being watched.
I know what you mean. It feels like we're intruding on holy ground or something.
More like unholy ground. You got that combo?
I've got it. Here goes nothing. If the vault's meant to be distracting, it works. Because we don't hear the patrolling guard's footsteps on the cold marble until he's right behind us.
Hey, what are you doing? Get away from there.
Aiming a kick at the back of the guard's knee, I try and take out his supports from under him. Unfortunately, he's sturdy as a skyscraper, and has plenty of time to blow his whistle and summon more of his pals.
Did you have to get fancy? Now we're in for it.
Can it? We've got no time to argue. Hey, fellas, sorry for the hubbub. We're with VR-308. The mooks are momentarily stunned by this strange pronouncement,
But luckily, Luca picks up the ball and runs with it.
Yep. Just setting up for the old girl's yearly resistance standard test. Miss Weiss said now was the time while everyone's outside enjoying the party.
That's a lie. I don't know who they are, but they're lying.
The first guards got us cold, but his colleagues look to him with an annoyed roll of their eyes. One takes him by the shoulder and begins leading him away, giving us an apologetic wave.
Yeah, Dennis. It's Easter Sunday all over again, huh? Why don't you get back on patrol, okay?
Well, wait, no. I ain't crazy. You gotta believe me.
They disappear the way they came, Dennis's protests gradually fading into silence. Luca and I share astonished looks, and he shrugs. Better enjoy this good luck before it goes bad on us. I breathe deeply to stop my fingers from trembling. With something like reverence, I twist the dial to the number Sophie provided, hearing a satisfying clunk inside the door as its mechanisms pop free. There's so much still left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized souvenir for myself. There's so much still left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized souvenir for myself. There's so much left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized souvenir for myself. In the burrows, fallen trash gathers into hills of scrap bigger than sand dunes. Even those miniature mountains are dwarfed by the glittering piles of treasure inside Marm's vault. I lick my lips unconsciously as I start to salivate. There's enough cash, hawk jewels, and fine art in this room to buy the old governor's mansion. Hell, there's enough to buy the old governor. I
think about what it would be like to roll around in it. I have the crazy notion that Marm comes down here to do just that.
Bingo!
Within minutes, Luca's workers flood through the entrance where the loot is normally deposited. His people work quickly, hauling the vault's sparkling riches out in sacks and wheelbarrows. I watch in dumb fascination as they enter and depart the loading bay in ordered lines, like ants carrying supplies back to the colony. I know I'm the lookout, but I'm too caught up in the moment. We're really doing this. As the last of Luca's laborers disappear with Marm's ill-gotten gains, a sudden blaring klaxon jolts me out of my gleeful reverie. Luca looks to me in dismay.
Damn, the jig's up!
Calm down, big fella. It's just the fire alarm. Means Cress is doing her job. I'll be back in a second. I lope down a few corridors away from the vault, watching as security scrambles around in panic confusion. I overhear words like fire and boiler, along with a few choice phrases too crude to repeat. Cress emerges, moving swiftly through the commotion. I shoot her an appreciative grin, but she looks concerned. We hightail it back towards the vault together, rejoining Luca. What's the problem?
What a time. Security showed up at the loading bay, and they're asking a lot of questions and not liking the answers. Plus, the boiler is set to blow any minute now.
Damn it! Gia, those are my people. I won't leave them in the lurch.
Doesn't matter, we can't get out that way. There's gotta be another exit.
I'll find us a way out. In the freshly echoing emptiness of Marm's vault, I spread out Klossner's blueprints, desperate to find a route I've overlooked. No time for mistakes. Gotta make the call. The blueprints are detailed and clear, and I see multiple viable paths. I make a silent promise to plan a wet one on that creep Klossner if I ever see him again. 3 options. We can take the service way out through the lower level, past the boiler room. We can stick to the main corridors and head straight for the staff exit, or we can duck into this VIP lounge, which has a private exit.
That's a gamble, miss, and I don't gamble with my people. They're expecting us at the loading bay. What if they wait too long?
Come on, big fella. We're in a casino. Your people know the right moves. We'll catch up with them later, I'm sure of it. I'm not sure of it, but what else can I say? Let's go. We dash headlong through the corridors, buffeted by the wailing fire alarm and the shouts of the guards. The warbling tone of a PA system crackles to life, and Marm's furious edict blares out like the voice of God.
Attention, security personnel! There is a theft in progress. Apprehend these villains immediately, dead or alive. The squad that brings their Manor stolen property in will receive a sizable pay raise.
We're in the bowels of the casino now, dashing through dingy passageways reserved for Aethoniers. Ahead of us, an air vent suddenly blows off its hinges, engulfing the passageway in roaring flames. I fling my coat over my head and storm through the blaze like a charging warhorse, my friends hot on my heels. We have to pat away a few licks of flame on the other side, but we make it otherwise unscathed. Cress, what happened to the boiler? Isn't it supposed to explode?
I did the best I could, but I guess she didn't want to.
Good thing for us, then. I don't think we could outrun an explosion.
We hit the road and catch up with Luca's workers as the shuddering whine of Aether engines roars behind us. Figures. The does aren't about to let us get away that easy.
Only a few made it out. We fight for those left behind.
Haha, you're too slow, big man.
I'll bleed you like the swine you are.
Now that's darn rude.
Alice, Lizzie, and Pearl rev up behind us. Marm's little trinity of terror. Figures she'd send her best. Let's hope we can take all three at once.
See that, boss? You do something nice for someone and they return the favor. Those folks we helped out agreed to drive our haulers for us.
I'll take all the help I can get. It won't be easy keeping these trucks on the road. My eyes fix on Pearl behind the wheel of her coupe, still as a cobra, gearing up for its strike. I've seen what her sisters can do, but she's gotta be on another level entirely.
You should have called me earlier, sisters. I would never have let it get this far. Do you hear me, smuggler? It is time to make your peace.
I was holding back when we met. Not anymore.
You won't get away this time.
You're barely worth my time.
hit! Ah, hope I didn't lose any loot! Along with my loot!
Retreat, Cress. I'll take it from here.
One by one, the does peel off. We've lost them.
Is it just me, or was that?
Too easy? Yeah, something's not right.
Don't question it, Gia. We've got the treasure in hand. Lead the way, boss.
Free and clear, the night air on my face. I give myself over to the rush of the road and the sweet relief of victory. Luca and Cress's cheers fill my ears, until they cut short, and we spot the roadblock up ahead. It's Marm. Let's get this over with. Our rides glide to a halt, blaring headlights filling our windshields. We step out into the windy freeway, facing Marm and her phalanx of armed does. The wrinkled visage of the mother of vice is lined with contempt.
I'm impressed.
Nothing but the best for the Baron on her big day.
Amusing. But this charade ends now.
Looks like the boiler never went boom, because the flashing lights of Dreamland's firefighting squads are already on the scene. Marm favors us with a smug smile, and her does look at us with predatory craving.
I've been suspicious of a traitor in my house for months. This all but confirms it.
How's that? Maybe we're just expert thieves.
Hardly. I caught you in the act. And what's more, all I have to do is check which combination was used on the vault, and I'll know who betrayed me.
The does shoot each other nervous, suspicious looks. They're attack dogs on the leash, ready to lash out, but they're no longer sure which way to direct their bite.
However, if any of my faithful daughters would like to turn themselves in right now, I promise to show you leniency. What's it to be, Mädchen? Shall I head back to my casino? Or shall we resolve this here and now?
Mom, I swear it wasn't me! You gotta believe me! I'd never betray you!
Really? You only care about yourself.
That's rich. Coming from you.
Oof! Says the scheming psycho!
Enough.
All present watch in stunned amazement as the barrel of Sophie's gun turns away from me and points straight at Marm's heart.
Sophia! Haitian! I never would have suspected.
That's exactly the problem, Marm. You've become blind. You're so focused on expanding your empire, you missed what was happening right in front of you.
Sophie, you snake! How could you? After everything she did for us!
For us? What about to us? What has she ever given that she hasn't taken away tenfold from the city? From its everyday people? From innocent little girls with nowhere else to turn?
I glance at Winnie, disturbed to see her youthful features frozen in a shell-shocked, thousand-yard stare. No longer afraid, but no longer really present at all.
So, what next, dear? You'll kill me and take my place? Is that the plan?
No, Marm. Despite everything, I love you. And I don't want your barony, but this has to stop. I knew you didn't have the backbone. Listen to me. It doesn't have to be this way. We can change things in Dreamland. Together, as sisters.
This is Sophie's moment. I would sooner bare my neck to Marm than take it away from her. I nod, and she continues.
Look, Dreamland is already yours. You already run its streets, its nightlife, its storefronts. If Marm retires from managing the operation, she can keep living comfortably while you keep doing what you do best. If she's too proud to let go, then we'll find her somewhere else to live. But one way or the other, Marm has to step back. You all know Gia. Like it or not, she's one of my sisters now. And she could be yours, too. I think we have more in common with her than not. Give us your support. Let's make this real.
And I'll just sit back, will I? And watch as you take everything?
You can't stop us. You can only be stopped. Your hoard is taken. The casino's in ruins. You can never recover what you lost. It's time to move on. The circumstances of your retirement are up to you.
Fine. You want to parley? I suppose I owe you that much.
Sophie joins her Baron for a private negotiation. I'm left staring at the does, who seem carved from stone, still reeling from the shock of Sophie's betrayal, and unsure what to do. My heart lurches to see Winnie's sweetness has been smothered. She's listless and hollow, swaddled in her doe uniform like a straitjacket. Is Jenna better off, wherever she is? Winnie, you don't have to make a decision if you don't want to, but I know your approval would make Sophie very happy. Winnie looks up at me. Her expression is a jumble of conflicting emotions. I shouldn't press her any further. Lizzie's arms are crossed in a childish pout. She curls her lip as I catch her attention.
You. Haven't you done enough? Scram, why don't you?
Not here for a fight. You think Sophie might have the right idea?
Look, I know I ain't the smartest, okay? Sophie, she's the sharp one. She always knows what to do. But Marm, I'd be in the gutter without her. You get me? Nowhere. Nothing.
I get you. I grew up in the Burrows. Without my Zio, I'd be nowhere too. We don't get to choose our family, but we can choose what we take with us. We can choose who we want to be. She sniffs, uncomfortable with the frankness of the conversation. Her silence says everything she won't. Look, Lizzie, one gearhead to another. You gotta know when to pull into the pit.
Never thought of it that way. As long as you can promise me Mom will be okay, then...
We won't hurt her. You got my word.
Fine. Fine, alright. Whatever.
Pearl's impassive face is tight with fury. Who it's pointed at, whether it's Sophie or Marm or me or the whole sweet world, is anyone's guess. Pearl, I know you're not stupid. You can see Sophie's right, can't you?
What I see is a pathetic ingrate, hungry for power that isn't hers. And in you, I see a lost child, puffing out her chest to disguise her fear.
I think that's the longest sentence I've heard you speak. Glad we're finally getting to know one another.
You don't know anything.
You're not as frightening as you think you are. Nobody will save you if you end up on the wrong side of this thing. She knows my attempt at intimidating her is weaker than an infant's wail, and that it doesn't merit a reply. She doesn't give me one, just holds my gaze with her ice-cold eyes until I break and look away. Last chance, Pearl.
Walk away, now, while your pretty little legs still work.
Alice's perpetually bouncing curls seem unnaturally still as she stares into the middle distance. She regards me smugly as I approach.
I suppose you're going to convince me to betray Marm?
I get the feeling that if Sophie hadn't made her move today, someone else would have stepped up. And maybe not a doe. What do you think?
I think she's a conniving little serpent. But I'm not an idiot, you know. I can see the writing on the wall.
Then you know she's right.
I know plenty, thank you very much. Most of which Marm taught me.
I haven't forgotten, you know. Your secret.
I didn't forget either, you hussy.
You don't get it. You don't have to be that Alice anymore. Everything you want is right in front of you now. All you need to do is join your sisters and be a part of something bigger than Marm's whims. I'm more than a little surprised at how long Alice chews it over. Finally, grudgingly, she nods.
You do talk sense. All right then, count me in. But just to be clear, we're never going to be friends. You and I.
I can live with that. It's useless trying to talk to Pearl. Sophie and Marm finish their tete-a-tete and rejoin us. Sophie's gun is still aimed at her matriarch, but the Baron holds her chin high.
To those of you here, thank you. And to those who decline my offer, I understand. I hope we can still be sisters.
This is ridiculous.
Gia, this never would have happened without your help. Help me decide. I don't want Dreamland to become another White Street, fractured and plagued with infighting.
I feel all eyes turn to me, but the two that weigh the heaviest are Sophie and Luca. It's not just Dreamland's future we're talking about. Soph, this is your call. I can't make it for you.
I'm not asking you to, darling. I'm just asking you to tell me what I already know.
But this isn't my world.
That's exactly why your opinion means so much. Dreamland's been my entire life. I'm too wrapped up in it. You, though, you see it with clear eyes. You have the detachment of the outsider. I need that.
Behind the con artist, behind the street soldier, behind the double agent, behind everything Sophie's made herself, I catch a glimpse of the girl who never quite disappeared, whose light remained bright underneath. Well, all right then. Let the old lady live out her years in peace. She can still gamble and socialize, but it's time the younger generation took control.
You'd make me a prisoner in my own barony? No! I won't stand for this humiliation!
Not a prisoner, Marm. Not ever. But our honored guest. Our Queen Dowager. The architect of the dream, who has passed it on to her inheritors.
I suppose I have no choice.
Happy birthday, Marm.
I should never have raised you up. You didn't deserve it. You never deserved that, any of you. I should have smothered you in your sleep.
Marm swings a brittle fist at Sophie, whose sad, patient defense wears out the old lady's rage until she's deflated like an empty balloon. A single tear marches down the craggy landscape of her wrinkled cheek. Sophie clicks Marm into a pair of handcuffs and guides her gently to the back seat of her car. The does disperse wordlessly. There's an odd quiet in the air. Is winning supposed to feel like this?
Gia, I'll see you at Spritzenhaus.
Right. I'm sitting at a red light when I feel a telltale tingle, like I'm being watched. I check my mirrors, revealing a jet black sedan with extra dark tints. I think my day is about to get a lot more interesting. That's a Truman Miranda, the kind favored by White Street's infamous sanitation brigade. It could be a coincidence, but it didn't exactly part with White Street on the best of terms. My tail's a professional who's been trained to blend in, staying at least 3 car lengths back, taking care to avoid staying directly behind me. I put my right turn signal on, then hit the accelerator and crank the wheel hard to the left as soon as the light turns green. Horns blare as I cut across all 4 lanes of traffic. Knowing they're made, my pursuer guns their engine, trying to break free of the traffic pattern. Today, fortune's with me, and oncoming traffic saves me from a showdown with a paid hitter. The driver's side door is smashed so badly that no one could have survived it. My ears ring in the silence, still loud even though they're blessedly free of alarms and shouting and gunfire. For now, anyways. Luke is unloading our ill-gotten haul. He hefts the last crate, giving the truck a firm slap on the metal bed to signal the driver to leave. He carries it like it weighs nothing, but I feel the impact in my soles as he drops it on the ground between us.
Well, we did it, boss. Go pay the man.
The boisterous beer hall is quiet as a chapel in the daylight. By the contented look on his expansive face, Killmeyer's recovered well from the shock of having his island swallowed whole. I'm pleased to notice, however, a slightly more chastened volume to his voice. The bartender here at Spritzen House serves up more than a stiff drink. If it's guns and it's stolen, he's the man to see. There's no better place to pick up a little contingency plan for a run gone sideways.
We have a very tempting selection.
Show me what you've got.
Come back soon. I've always gotten us around.
Aha! The daring thieves return victorious. I knew you could do it.
We have to offload this stuff pronto. You got somewhere to put all this?
Not to worry. Those kegs behind me are quite empty. Perfect for hiding things I don't want others to find. Please, sit. Make yourself comfortable. Have you seen the news?
Damn. Wanted to end her story on her own terms, I guess.
Yes, the coward's way out, but enough of that. Let us look to the future.
Sophie looks ready to rip out Killmeyer's toenails for that little quip. But instead, she stands up and walks to a nearby window, carefully hiding her face from prying eyes. Just tell me where my Aether Core is, Killmeyer.
Close at hand, Liebling. Close at hand. Now, about my price.
We went through hell getting this stuff out of Pandemonium. And it got me thinking, if we could do that, what's some flabby old ex-baron to us?
If I didn't know better, my dear, I'd say you were threatening me.
My 7-shot makes an echoing thump as I slam it onto the table between us. Very perceptive of you. Sophie shoots me a brilliant, surprised smile, and I hide how much it flatters me as I continue mean-mugging Killmeyer.
You continue to impress, Miss Randazzo. However, you may wish to, that's the expression, pump on the brakes.
You can feel a gun barrel when it's pointed your way. I don't have to look at the balcony level to know dozens of Killmeyer's goons have snuck in while we talk, taking careful aim.
Don't worry, I'm not offended. In fact, I admire you. This is a token of my affection for you, my dear. Please, take it.
Show me that Aether Core and let's get this done.
Certainly, certainly. You know, you are even lovelier when you are impatient.
Please, I just ate.
I mask my surprise at the small device wrapped in cloth stained with what I imagine was the previous owner. A faint hum escapes the polished metal and tickles my palms. Lucas' people are waiting outside. Coordinate with them.
Wunderbar! Congratulations on the deal well struck. I shall go attend to things. Please, make yourselves at home. From now on, for you and your friends, drinks are on the house.
Thanks.
My people could use a round too. Robbing a casino is, thirsty work. Of course, delighted. But only one round. Do you hear me? Loud and clear.
Well, gang, we did it.
I don't know about you ladies, but I could use a drink.
Luca, it's 10 in the morning.
And? What are you, my mother?
Well, I've got some time, and I'm feeling quite lucky. I've got a deck of cards that need breaking in anyway. Giovanna?
Luca fetches us some steins and a bowl of peanuts, while Sophie breaks a pack and deals. I sit, admiring their ability to jump back into such normal, everyday pursuits after such a harrowing adventure. The leftover shakes from the day's events have finally subsided. We've pulled off the crime of the decade, deposed a tyrant, bargained with the devil, and come out the other side.
I haven't had the time until now, but thank you all. You don't know what the past few days have meant to me.
Sure I do. You're not the only one with skeletons in the closet, Sophie. Why do you think I stuck out my neck for you?
Thank you for having my back at the roadblock, darling. And all along the way, too.
Don't mention it.
Well, come on then. Tell me what I missed. I want all the juicy details.
Well, I'll say this much. My casino robbing days are done. The stress plays hell with my complexion.
What are you talking about? You look great.
Cress barely stifles an involuntary yelp of mirth. Sophie dazzles the room with a wide and saucy smile. Luca holds up his hands in baffled surrender.
What? She does? What did I say?
Thanks, Luca. We got through by the skin of our teeth is all. I'm just glad it wasn't worse.
Me too.
The hand finishes, and Sophie reshuffles in silence, dealing out wry looks with every new card. Drinks and smiles flow easily. The mood settles comfortably, like a dog snuggling into its bed.
So what happens now? I'm in it for the long haul. Underground's not going anywhere, so neither am I. How about you, Sophie? Luca?
I know you've got a lot on your plate, Soph, but I'd like it if you stuck it out with us, now that Marm's been dealt with. What do you say?
It will take some time to plan a memorial for her. Even people who hated and feared her respected her. And I think the old bird at least deserves a decent send-off.
You think she really went out like that?
Yes.
Meaning, do you think she faked her death? No, I don't think so. Marm was tired. That little flare-up we saw at the roadblock, that was just a last burst of pride. She had been grooming us as her heirs for some time.
You think Mom really saw you girls as family?
In her way, yes. But much of the time we felt more like princesses. And sometimes like servants. It's complicated.
Family always is.
But to answer your question, Giovanna, yes. I believe I will help you in your crusade. Because even though I am a criminal, I am also a pragmatist. Dreamland will be just that. A dream, if we don't save it.
I was kind of hoping you'd say that. Glad to have you.
Sophie Sulzer, heir to Mom Weiss, a savior. Maybe Dom hit me harder than I thought. I must be in a coma.
Luca, we could really use your help. The well affects everyone in the lowers.
Sure does. You know I'm in Gia. My people need somewhere to stand and sleep if they're gonna live after all. Hard to do when the docks are spinning around in a hurricane from hell.
Glad you're sticking with us. What about after we take care of the well? Are you gonna stick with the underground?
It's funny you mentioned that. I've been thinking lately about leaving town. Leave a few of my ghosts behind. Give my wife a few less headaches, at least for a little while.
And then what? Pray tell.
You know, this fight for my people? It's happening everywhere, not just here. Lots of tyrants out there who've sold their conscience for dough, preying on folks without 2 cents to rub together. Maybe it's time to think bigger. The Brotherhood has chapters all over. What we've done here, we've made real, honest change. I'd like to do that again where I can, where they need me.
It won't be the same docks without you, big fella. But I respect what you're trying to do. It's a big world out there.
I figure I've spent so much time hamstringing myself, maybe it's time to think bigger. See what I can really get done.
The docks are gonna miss you, Luca.
I'll miss them too, but even though I'm leaving, I want to leave the docks in one piece and in good hands so my people have a future. First part of that is getting rid of that damn well, so let's get to it.
When Luca refills my glass from our shared pitcher, I raise it toward the center of the table between us. Everyone looks to me. To victory, and whatever comes next. Cress brings her glass level with mine, her eyes shining cobalt above her smile.
To new friends and clobbered enemies.
Luca's glass enters the circle next, as a sincere warmth adds fresh color to his ruddy, rough-hewn face.
To the people of Dreamland, every one of them.
Finally, Sophie's glass completes the set, as she regards Cress and me with a strange look. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was affectionate.
To my sisters, old and new.
In response to Luca's raised eyebrow, Sophie rolls her eyes.
And brothers, I suppose.
As my Zio would say, Cent'anni. Our glasses join in a jangle of hearty clinks, and the rest of the day flits by in a blur of relieved and tired laughter.